Welcome to this week's edition of the Wheels and Deals Community Spotlight, brought to you by Wheels and Deals of Pomeroy and the Meigs Independent Press.
This is Carrie Rose, Meigs Independent Press, and I am here again this week for Wheels and Deals Community Spotlight with Tara Roberts with the Meigs County Agricultural Society. She is a fair board member, and we have an absolute, there's a lot of things coming up with the fair, so let's get right to it, because there's some things that are changing.
Yes.
Some things are the same, some things are being added to. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up with the fair, and I know there's a little bit difference with opening ceremonies.
Yep. So, first of all, our 158th annual fair is August the 16th through the 21st out at the fairgrounds. Our opening ceremonies are on Sunday evening, which is the 15th. And at the opening ceremonies we have the Junior Fair Parade, we crown the King and Queen, and new this year, we will be crowning the Little Miss and Little Mister. So that typically had been during the week of the fair, but we're moving it to the opening ceremonies to kind of get those kids out in the spotlight a little bit, which means their interview process has changed. So that will take place on Saturday before the fair at the Hill Stage, and parents and family can all gather. They'll still do interviews where the kids get to talk, but it'll just be a little bit different this year for that.
And that is also going to be on the Meigs Independent Press.
Yes.
So if you want to be able to watch the interviews, we will be doing that. So that's going to be, these are always a lot of fun, and you really never know what the kids are going to
Exactly.
say. Sometimes you're like, oh. But they're really cute and sweet, and it's just a fun thing to see.
Right.
And it's a great tradition at the fair to be able to have that. But this way they get to have the full week.
Yeah, and that way they can, not have to rush from the Little Mister and Miss contest to the cattle show or the horse show, and they can kind of, like I said, be in the spotlight a little more. And to enter for that, you fill out an application, and those will be accepted on August the 6th and the 7th at the Secretary's office. And those are the dates that we also take our open class entries. The hours for that is from 8 to 4. And so you can find this information on our website, and there's an application you can print off, and you pay the entry fee, and the kids will be entered that way.
The website is themeigscountyfair.com.
Yes, it is.
And it has "the" in front of it. So it's themeigscountyfair.com. And that's a whole new website.
Yes.
Completely redesigned this year.
Yes, and it is up and running. There's a couple little things that have to be updated, but for the most part, everything is on there. It looks a little different, but it's there, I promise. You just got to look for it a little more, maybe.
It is definitely an improvement on the website. It's really neat. A lot more content. I think it's going to do well for the years ahead, and as you go into having more information, because everything's on that website.
And everything is online these days. So we're slowly transitioning to that. We still have our books, which you have one there. And I'll talk about that front cover. That front cover, we have a cover contest every year. And so kids that are involved in Junior Fair get to submit designs, and then it's voted on. And so this one was submitted by Kaylin Seth, and you can tell it's some pretty good artwork for being a kid. And so we were excited about it, and so she won the cover contest.
And the theme this year is Wild West at the Meigs County Fair.
Yes, it is.
So those are going to be available. Those are out now.
Yes, those are out now in local businesses. Also, our fair passes are on sale now, and you can buy those in select businesses. There's a list on the website that you can get those at, and you can also buy a pass from any board member.
And they also have the voting passes.
Yes, board members have voting passes. Our passes this year are $18, and a voting pass is $20. And to have a voting pass, you have to be at least 18 years old and a resident of Meigs County.
But anybody can buy a pass.
Yes, anybody can buy a regular season pass.
And there's all kinds of information in here, everything from the in the books as far as the schedule goes. There's all kinds of different things that are happening. I know we talked about Little Miss and Mister. What are some of the other changes and things that might be?
Some of the other changes that we want to talk about is harness racing.
Okay.
We typically have harness racing 2 days a week and we still have it on 2 days. However, it is Wednesday and Thursday this year, and Wednesday is at 4 o'clock, so it's called Twilight Harness Racing. And then on Thursday, which is Senior Citizens Day, and seniors get in free until 2 o'clock that day. Harness racing starts at 1. There's some other activities for seniors, but yeah, it's exciting that we get to have 2 days of harness racing, and we're changing it up a little bit.
So harness racing this year will be on the Wednesday and Thursday of the fair, as opposed to Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
A little bit different, and they're doing the twilight racing again. They did that last year, but no one was allowed to be there.
Right.
Didn't get to be in person to see it, and we're going to have coverage of all those events and everything else. But they. It seemed to go over really well. I thought it went well,
Yeah.
And it was another record-breaking track. It seems like every year we just keep getting faster and faster, and we'll see how it goes this year.
Yeah, there's lots of history with that racetrack and that grandstand, and if you don't come for anything else, come for the harness racing. You won't be disappointed.
It is quite amazing to see. I love being able to be there to photograph the horses, and it is just amazing.
Yes, it is.
I know we've got some other new things this year. You've got the zero turn.
Yes, so on Wednesday night, I believe it is, we have the zero turn obstacle course. And so that's something new. And you just get on your zero turn mower, and we will have an obstacle course set up, and you have to see who can go through it the fastest without hitting cones. That'll be on the pool track. That I hear it's a riot to watch. I've never seen it personally, but we're excited to have that.
Now, will the mower be provided, or do they
No,
have to
you
bring
have to
their
bring
own?
your own.
They have to
Yeah,
bring
you
their
have to
own.
bring your
Okay.
own.
So if you want to enter that, you got to bring your own mower and
Yeah.
see how fast you can get through the obstacle course. That's
Yes.
something new. What else we got coming up?
So we have the demo derby on Monday. We have a rodeo and open horse show on Tuesday. We have the Wednesday, the harness racing. We have Adam Calvert and Julia Neville. Those are our entertainers. So they sing country music. They'll be in front of the grandstand. We have the zero turn course. We have truck and tractor pulls on Thursday and Friday. We have a beard contest on Saturday on the
That
hill
is a new
stage.
thing.
That's
That's a
something
new
new.
thing.
And I'm told that even women can enter that. So I don't really know what that's going to look like, but I'm sure it sounds.
I think it has to do with making a beard.
Yes.
And it's not really bearded women.
Yes.
It's
I mean,
making a,
although if-
it's making one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's different. And I know we definitely have an area beardsman association here, so a club.
Yes.
So we'll see if we get some interest for that. That's something
Yeah, it
new.
should be
It's
fun
different.
and exciting.
And that is something that's really caught on. It's something that's very popular.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the livestock sales.
We have
and
all the
shows.
livestock sales and the shows that go on all week, the livestock sales on Saturday. And we have our traditional hill stage entertainment that you are used to seeing, like our cloggers, our local bands. I know that Meigs will be playing on Friday. They always draw a crowd. We also have Kids Day. And Kids Day is on Wednesday. And kids 12 and under will be admitted free until noon. Now they will have to pay to ride the rides, and I think that's like $5. And then at noon on the hill stage there'll be a drug prevention day, and that's organized by our sheriff. And then at 2 o'clock we will have a bicycle giveaway, and we have bicycles sponsored by local businesses and some of the local leaders here in the county. And then we also have kids games. That's sponsored by Pepsi and WYVK, and that all takes place at the hill stage this year. And then at 4 o'clock on Kids Day, they can go to the kiddie tractor pull, which that's a fan favorite all week long.
Pedal, pedal, pedal.
Pedal, pedal. So we've got lots and lots of things planned for this year's fair. We are hoping for great weather. I'm sure everybody will have a good time coming. It's only $8 to get in at the gate every day, and that includes your rides. And like I said, you can buy passes if you're coming more than one day. You know, sometimes it's better to buy a pass. But we're excited.
And there's been work, you know, one of the things that I always try to point out is if you are part of the Agricultural Society, it's not 1 week out of the year, it's all year long. And even though you didn't have a full fair, you were planning a full fair last year.
Yes.
But right up to it, we ended up getting to not be able to have a full fair. It was just the livestock. But this planning has continued. You've
Yes.
been working all year long. And there's been some improvements. There's some new things.
Yeah, so we had a local business that made a big contribution, Rutland Bottle Gas, and we have a new picnic pavilion for folks to sit down and enjoy their fair food or to take a break. And that's located close to the Grange building on the Midway. So that's something new and exciting. Also new this year at our front gate, we have a firefighter show. And that's open to, it's geared more towards kids, but I'm sure adults would really enjoy it. And that's sponsored by Powell's Food Fair. And that will be every day of the fair. There will be a schedule. Once they get there and get set up, there'll be a schedule that we'll share on Facebook. And they'll do so many shows throughout the day.
And this is one of those things where it's going to be entertaining for the kids. It's going to be an adventure,
Yes.
because it is kind of an adventure thing that they get to do, but at the same time, it's teaching. So it's teaching about fire safety. It's an educational experience, but it's also a fun experience.
Right.
So it's a really unique thing, and I know that the Fair Board's been working for several years to bring this particular show to the county, and it was supposed to be last year,
Yeah.
but didn't get to be. But this year they're coming, and again, this has been, I've seen some of the previews for this and some of the things that they do with it, and it is really a unique experience. It's something that you need to bring your kids to see.
Yeah, and there's more
it's going to be a lot of
information.
fun.
There's more information about that fire show in the book, and there'll be some stuff online about that. And like you said, it's not just all fun and games, but it's a learning experience too.
It is a really neat show, and it's just something that it's an opportunity. Of course, there's experiences and fun things to do at the fair anyway, but this is also one of those things that gets to be a learning experience too.
Yeah. Also, something around our front gate will also be our wood carver, Dennis Beach. He's been there for the last 4 or 5 years, and that's always exciting to sit and watch him turn a log into a table or an animal. And then those items are auctioned off on Saturday, and the money goes towards the fair. The auction might look a little bit different. We haven't worked out all those details yet, but we will announce those. But that's always a good time to sit and watch him carve. I mean, it's just amazing to see his talent.
It's amazing to watch him take something that is just a piece of wood and turn it into
Yes.
a creation. He brings out things in it that you just
don't expect.
You have to have that creative eye. You have to
Yes.
be that artist. And I know that in the past those items have been sold during the lunch break, basically,
Right.
for the livestock auction, but that's not going to happen this year.
No, that's not going to happen. And like I said, it's going to be a little bit different. We haven't quite worked out all those details, but we don't want to take away from the livestock auction. So that's why we have moved it. And once we get those ironed out, we will post something about that on our Facebook page. And
You're talking about not even having it in the ring.
it's a possibility that it
but
might not be. Yeah.
Or
so
it would be after.
yeah, so watch our Facebook page because that's where the latest, greatest information is located. And usually there's a link there for our website. But if you follow the Facebook page, you'll be up to date.
Okay. Also check out the Meigs Independent Press. We're going to have all kinds of information coming up on the fair. We're going to have lots of articles coming up with all that information. But again, the MeigsCountyFair.com is the place to go.
That's right.
To make sure that you've got everything, and especially if you want to enter anything, which the open class deadline is coming up.
Yep, it's August 6th and 7th.
So you want to make sure you get those entries in. And it's going to be a good time at the fair this year.
Yes, it
The
is.
theme this year is Wild West, the Meigs County Fair. So make sure that you put on your cowboy hat and boots and come on out and have a good time. Is there anything else you want to add in?
No, we are excited, and we hope to see everybody there, because last year we really missed the full fair, and so we're excited to get back into the swing of things.
I think everybody is ready for that absolutely normal fair again.
Yes.
So again, this is Carrie Rose, Meigs Independent Press. This has been Community Spotlight, sponsored by Wheels and Deals, and again, we appreciate their sponsorship. Please let them know that you appreciate their sponsorship that makes Community Spotlight possible. And we'll see you again next week, where we're going to be talking a little bit about the junior fair aspect of the Meigs County Fair.
This week's Community Spotlight is brought to you by Wheels and Deals of Pomeroy and the Meigs Independent Press.